No, tell us secrets, Kat.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Interview with Per Arne in Larvik, Norway, and after.
All right, so now we have to talk to the heat of the sun.
Okay,
Oh, it's on?
If you abuse it, I'm just going to block your name.
Right, yes. Right.
That's
And
all.
I said your name. You always let me
Kandi,
say your name. I'm
I
sorry.
do. No, it's
I
fine.
just usually don't do that.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Kandi Thompson.
And Garrett Gray.
So exciting week this week. We've had a lot of crazy situations that have happened. Yes.
Hot week this week, but also very crazy and good.
Good.
And good.
Good week. Yes. So you just said that you were going to talk. The golf course. We're going to talk about the golf course and Ione just sold.
The golf course Ione just did just sell.
Thank you.
It sold to Sierra Golf Management, which is awesome. I don't know how they did it though, because I didn't see it as like a for sale thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know how that whole commercial world or like the golf side really works, because it wasn't really open. I think we just got most of our notice from the city board.
Right.
You know? So it did sell. It did get bought. They are doing a full renovation, it sounds like. They're cleaning house. They are they're letting some team members go, which is kind of sad from the scuttle. But on the street is they're taking away the snack shack at the turn. So I'm guessing you have to go into the bar or the restaurant to get food at the turn now. I'm not sure how they're going to work that out.
Okay.
And then
are they going to still have the cart girls?
They are. No, we've never actually had cart girls, but they should bring that back. That's probably what they're doing. Oh. Okay.
No,
we're going to hope for cart girls.
Yeah.
Specifically
cart people
in Castle Oaks to be there, because if they take that away, I mean there's no food on the course at that point.
They just carry a stack of dogs and beer and
beer and good times and great vibes.
That's right.
So they will be known on the 14th. It takes over. They're going to close from the 14th to the 18th, and then they will have a grand reopening.
Oh, okay.
Big celebration. They stated
we will come to you
on the 18th, which I think that'd be a great time to go for sure. I mean, we know how much you love golf.
I'm actually really good, you guys. Yeah. Adam won't be here, and it's going to be fine. Adam, Garrett, and I will represent you.
Yes. Don't worry. We will make it happen. I don't know why Adam decided to go to Texas on the grand opening. I mean, come on.
I know of all times. Actually, I don't think he's bought his ticket yet, so you watch that ticket change.
Yeah, I can fly that night. You guys can find a lot of this information. I found it on the Ione News and Safety on Ione. Super
Facebook
good
page.
place on Facebook. Yeah, Ione News and Safety for Ione on Facebook. And that's actually really great information, but also you guys can go to the city council boards, and they actually do a lot of meetings. But you brought up a great point that something else just happened with the
right. So kind of interesting. So being on a public board for 6 years, I was on the school board, for those of you who do not know. And there is, if you as a board member do something that is deemed illegal or it could be unethical, it's usually illegal. Usually you have to have broken the law. And law in board world can even be a Brown Act violation. Like that's actually a misdemeanor. It really is a law. And so when that happens, it's, as you guys know, it's very, very, very difficult to discipline a public official, right?
Right.
Because who does it? Like, it's the public. The public voted them in. So the way that works is it's considered a public censure, and in a public meeting, you're basically shaming this individual. That's what public. Are you okay? Here comes one in front of your face. I'm like, this is Garrett.
I had to go drink.
You're cracking me up. So a public censure is where you're basically shaming them in public, and you're bringing up whatever violations, and it does have to be put on an agenda. So you do have to have a majority of the board, or I don't know if all boards work like that, but in our case at the school board, the board president themselves could put something on the agenda. Anybody else, it would have to be a majority of the board.
To shame somebody.
To publicly censure. I mean, ultimately, to censure a board member, you have to have some pretty concrete facts.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's a public meeting. Wow. So in any public meeting in the state of California, there does have to be an opportunity for public comment.
Okay.
And it's run just like a public meeting. I mean, closed session even has public comment, right?
Right.
So if you're going to go into closed session, you would say, hey, these are the items on the agenda. We're going to be meeting in closed session. Are there any public comments on this.
Right.
Otherwise, and you don't have to tell details on closed session items. It's usually just a generalization, but anything that's a public meeting does allow public comments. There was a public censure. There was actually an investigative report that they shared during this meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I think it'd be a great opportunity to get I don't know if we could reach
Adam,
out.
will you
Let's
look
see.
up the name? I can't remember the
Let's
name.
see if we can get her out here.
I want
or
to say
him,
the
her,
last
they,
name is
whoever it
Levine.
was. I would love to get them on to
Yes.
kind of see how that went about. Ione's been in some real deep water lately in the
Interesting
last
stuff,
couple months.
yeah.
I mean, the water issue, the septic issue, the golf course issue. I mean, a lot has been driving around that. I haven't heard a lot of stuff coming from like Pine Grove or Pioneer
right,
or
yeah.
Jackson of all places. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on. I know a lot of development is happening in Ione.
Yeah.
Still, which is good,
It
but
is good.
also, I mean, with the golf course being sold, it's going to stay up. That means home prices are going to stay great. New homes are coming on the lot,
Yep.
which I want to see how much those come out at, because with
Yeah.
the whole new tariff law,
Yeah.
how much is building material now? What
Yeah.
kind of building material are we still getting shipped? I mean,
That's
I
right.
don't know. I'm not a contractor, right?
It'll
But
be interesting to see. Yeah, for sure.
great.
Allison LaFane is the city council
Well, if anybody
member.
on here knows her, you tell her to get in contact with us.
Yes, we want
And we
to
would
interview
love
her.
to interview her.
See, the one thing that I love about Real Talk with Kandi and Garrett is that we actually are giving a voice to real life issues.
Whoever.
So currently in our community, we have, you do have the radio station, but
Yeah.
in order to you don't just call up the radio. I mean, you usually have to be invited or you have to pay to have your
Yes.
voice heard on the radio
Right.
station, right? Otherwise, everything's in print. And so that's really exciting. Like we
Go
actually
Ledger
have...
Dispatch.
Yeah. And the Ledger does a great job reporting, but it's in print. Anything in social media is in print. Like you're reading about it, but we like to give a voice to the people who are actually involved so that you can get both sides of it. I mean, we do not know Allison LaFane. I don't know many of the other city council members.
think I
So
do.
this is literally just reporting news and giving people a voice on this situation, and so that the
Completely
public
unbiased.
is aware.
Completely unbiased.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we have our opinions, sure, but at the end of the day, we really just want to give you guys the facts, the
right.
information. Speaking of that, we said Ledger. Did you get the paper today?
No.
Our names are in it. We gotta go make sure our
Oh.
because I did mine
For our
too right after you.
fictitious business
So we did
name
do
statements.
She taught me how to do my fictitious business name, and I went down literally that day. So our names should be together
It's
in there.
very exciting. You guys are
And
going to love this.
I just didn't know where to get the.
Yeah.
I don't get
It's in the
paper.
legal section.
I don't
It's
get
in
the
the legal
paper,
section of the
okay?
paper.
It's not the thing anymore.
You're
I
correct,
have it
yeah.
on my phone maybe sometimes, and even then I got to still look it up.
You
Like, it's
can
not like
go
my
to the
first
Ledger.
deal.
They have copies there, and if you're in it, they'll give you a copy
That's
of it.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. So, and then actually at the end of your 4-week time frame,
Yeah.
they will send you a copy of
Right,
the listing.
but I
too.
want to check to make sure. I mean, it should be
Yes,
spelled
yes,
right. I
yes.
don't know.
You're
I mean,
fine.
my handwriting wasn't that
You're
bad.
cracking me up. Okay, so on another note, I realized while I was in Norway, my notary expired.
Oh,
so
right.
as a notary public, we are able to notarize signatures. And it's funny because I've had this notary license for a very long time. I mean, I want to say this will be the 4th time that I've renewed it. So, I mean,
Okay.
I've probably had it close to 15 years,
Wow.
maybe 20. And so, and it's not like a real estate license. Like you don't get to just take a course and renew it. I have to redo the whole class and the whole state exam every 4 years. So I am renewing that. But it's funny because I started thinking about the very first notary that I ever did.
Yeah.
And so I knew nothing. And it is kind of, for anybody that's a notary, it is kind of nerve wracking on your first one because you're like,
Of course.
I don't know what I'm supposed to. You just
Stamp a
you
page,
learn,
tell them to sign. Yeah.
But there are specific things like is there anything you're supposed to do, right? So you do learn that going through the class, but it's still nerve wracking. So my very first one was when our office, the Divine Properties office, was in Ione.
Mm-hmm.
We were right behind Don Luis at that time, and so I got a phone call from an attorney. He had a gentleman who was on his deathbed.
Isn't the park behind Don Luis?
No, right behind, like in the patio area.
Yeah.
Here's Don Luis, and there's a little office right there.
I did not know there was an office
Yeah,
back
they
there.
built that office for us.
Oh,
it
really?
There was nothing there.
I didn't know there was an office
Yeah.
back there.
He's
I know
like,
there,
"Where
there
do
was
you
a
want
thing.
your
I thought that
door?"
was the whole.
Yeah.
What's
Nope.
next to Don
It's
Luis?
part
Isn't
of
it
a
a bakery?
salon. That's
Oh,
actually
there it
part of
is.
the salon,
Yeah.
but it wasn't part of the salon. That was actually our
Oh,
office.
wow.
So he said,
How
"Where do you
long
want
ago
your
was that?
door?" Well, I mean, I started in 2013. So that was in 2013. I worked out of my house for 4 months, and then that was our first office.
Wow.
And it was super fun. How many windows do you want? How many outlets do you want? Do you want skylights? Where do you want your door? I mean, it was kind of fun.
That's cool.
But it was a really cute little office. I loved it so much. So anyway, that's where I went to meet these people. The attorney is the one that called. He said he is a notary, but if you financially benefit from something, you cannot notarize it. So he cannot notarize this because he's going to be paid for this. So I go meet. He says there's a gentleman who's on his deathbed and he needs to have something notarized. And I'm like, okay, well, and I'm thinking, thank God this guy's a notary because I'm so nervous and I don't know what I'm doing. So we get down and it's like the wife of this gentleman, the attorney, and a couple more people that are sitting there. And so I've got my bag and I'm ready to go. And I said, so are we going to meet the person that's on their deathbed? And the guy sitting in front of me said, it's me. It's me. I almost died. I then became on my deathbed as I almost died, Garrett. I was like, I am so.
Well, you look great.
Literally,
I'm like,
fantastic. I mean, I just maybe used the term deathbed very literal, like you were laying down.
Like we're talking a couple of years.
I know. I was so mortified.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
And I was just remembering that this morning, and I thought, oh my gosh. So for those of you who think you've had a bad story on a notary, just remember that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I will be back up and running notarization by the end of this month. So
good, because I need a notary. I got to get my title from Missouri somehow for my trailer, and I need to do a notary.
Gotta have it notarized.
Stamp, and I've just been waiting too long.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Got So
reasons for everything, right?
That's right. Okay, so anyway, crazy. I'm not trying to monopolize the conversation here, Garrett,
fine.
But there have been some crazy.
But before you get there, it's gonna go right into it. I promise. I swear. Okay. A question came up while we were talking. You're talking about your first notary. How was your first real estate sale?
My first real estate sale was actually really, really good. I started sales in 2011.
Okay.
We were right middle of the recession. Homes, like when you look at an average price today on homes, you look at like 400 or 500.
Yeah.
At that point, it was 200. So when you're figuring a commission, you're figuring it on 200,000.
Okay.
So I had put on social media that I got my license, and I was super excited. And a very dear friend of mine, Judy, she worked at the casino at that time, and she had a friend who was looking to buy. So she put me in touch with them, and so. We went shopping, and she was going to be moving her dad in with her, which her dad just hit, I want to say 101. Anyway, we looked at many homes, and it was really.
Was he?
He hit 101 today.
No, he just hit 101.
Today.
Not when you were buying the house.
No, not in 2011. I'm like, so now he's 140. No, he's 101 now. But I mean, that was like 15 years ago, Yeah. Sorry for that.
Yes.
But I mean, like
I was thinking she was moving the 101-year-old grandpa in 15 years ago.
No. And actually, I think
I'm glad that Adam cleared
I think my point of all of this and telling you his age is I actually have somewhat to do with his
client,
his age, because we found him a really good place and he was able to grow old there, right?
I love it.
Anyway, it's not mine. But
at the point he was probably already still old.
Yeah, no, he was, but a super awesome guy, and he still is a super awesome guy.
Yeah.
So we actually found a home that was, everything was bank owned. So at that time, everything was bank owned.
Yeah, everything was going downhill.
And so it was kind of funny because my buyer, I had said, okay, hey, what let's go in at highest and best because we're dealing with the bank and banks don't counter, right?
Yeah.
And if they do, it might be one time. So like go in at your highest and best.
Yeah.
Like if you don't get it at this, you're not upset because you wouldn't have paid a penny over, right? So we put in an offer, and I'm not exaggerating. I think we put in an offer of $140,000. I want you to know this home is probably almost 3,000 square feet, 2-story. The previous owner had just put in an addition for $250,000. But the market was tanked and it was the recession. And so we were selling it for like maybe 140. I think we ended up at like 187,000 is what she actually got this house for. But that house today would probably sell for 600,000 or 700,000.
Wow.
So anyway, it's on Irish Town. I mean, really great location,
yeah.
super great lot. It was really awesome. So anyway, we put in our first offer, they counter, and I'm like, okay, now this is it. Like she says, oh, well, I'll go a little bit higher. Oh, I thought we were at our highest and best, but okay, go a little bit higher. So she goes a little bit higher. They counter. We did it 6 times.
No joke.
We countered 6 times, and I was like, I kind of thought we were at our highest and best on the first, but she kept going up and going up. So we did end up closing that deal, and they were amazing to work with. It was super, super fun.
Yeah.
I learned all of my sales from Jill Gardner with Sierra Homes and Properties,
great
and
person.
so she
We should get
taught me
Jill
exactly.
on here
I know
one time.
Jill would love to be on here.
That would be fun.
Jill's on a really great vacation. She was
so
parking
true.
at the beach today.
Oh.
Yes. So anyway, that was my first sale, and I loved it. I loved that they always were super excited that they got to be my first sale. That was something they were very excited about.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yep.
Especially if you stay in it, and now we're here, right? Okay,
Yep. I was
real
Jen
quick
and
caveat,
Robert.
we're talking
Jen
about
and
it.
Robert.
I was in Tahoe, right, last week. I was went down to the hot tub, nice evening soak, right? 5 older crowd come in, 5 or 6 individuals. They sit down there. We talk. Hi, my name is Garrett. Oh, Garrett, what do you do? I'm like, real estate in California. They're like, no way. We do real estate in Illinois, not Chicago. First, it
Which
was
had to be a
Illinois,
distinction.
not
Okay,
Chicago.
okay.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't hear that part. So I was like, so like Chicago? And they're like, no, not Chicago. I'm like, oh, I thought you said only Chicago.
You're correct.
Anyway, so
Good
super
save.
funny. But we're sitting there talking, and I'm talking with this guy. Totally spaced his name over the head. I think Bob, maybe. We're just going to go with Bob.
It's a good guess. Safe.
Bill, that's it, Bill. So,
Okay.
I mean, come on, So, but we're talking, he's like, so yeah, we're selling properties, 150, 160,000. Now he's talking about today's market, 150, 160, $50,000 here, $50,000 there. He's like, in your market, what price point is it for you to get a loan, hard to get a loan on? I was like, 300,000. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, usually about houses that are in that 200,000-300,000 range, it is very hard for us to get a loan because of the shape or the condition of the house. That's just where we're at. Now, prices are coming down, but that's where we're at. He's like, what? I'm still getting loans for $50,000. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, I don't know what to tell you.
We cannot get a mortgage loan for under $100,000 in California.
Really?
No, you cannot get you have to get a personal loan. You cannot get a mortgage loan for under $100,000.
But it makes me think, like, California, I love it. And it's a great place, but just in the real estate side of it, it puts you in perspective. I'm like, he's like, so like, what's going on? Like, how does that all work? I'm like, you know what? You got to move to California, man.
That's
I got
right.
a great team
That's
you can work with,
yeah.
right? But it was kind of funny. But I went back later that night and I started talking to my wife, and I'm like, man, that guy's saying he's only selling a couple homes at $150,000 in Illinois, and that's like a hot house. And I was like, wow.
No, it is, and that's actually really common across the country. I mean, that's probably more common than what we deal with. Of course, there are hot areas. New York is a hot area.
Right.
Colorado is always a hot area.
Right.
There are places that, of course, California, but Arizona's always been a hot area.
Now, wasn't that commercial agent we've talked to that we're working with, isn't she also out of Illinois? Or is that Minnesota? No, it was the other one we had that commercial meeting with.
She was out of New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. I don't know.
Hampshire.
All those states start blending together when you start going, east, north, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, and actually in Berkshire Hathaway, like when we have, our conventions, which is coming up in March, anybody that wants to join us and become a part of the Berkshire Hathaway team, the convention is off the hook.
It's a perfect time to get involved. If you have ever, if you've ever thought about getting into real estate, now is the time. One, it's because it's summer. And 2 is because our convention's coming up, and
Nashville,
it's
Tennessee.
a blast. Nashville,
fun.
Tennessee, and they cater everything, and it is a great time.
It is
I
really
love
awesome.
Louisiana. I was really sad we got to miss out on Seattle. Except I don't know if I want to go there in March because I heard it's really wet.
Yeah.
But Nashville, Tennessee is a great come up.
So much fun. I cannot wait. So anyway, they do their big, announcements of like top 20 agents. And the top 20 agents or the top 20 companies or teams or whatever they do, there's always 2. It's either like dollars.
Oh.
So
yeah,
actual
actual companies.
No, gross commissionable income, or it's units. Because in California, you can sell 2 homes and beat out the gross commissionable income of somebody in Wyoming who sell 10 units.
Yeah.
So they go off of units and gross commissionable income. It's
Yeah.
kind of an interesting thing. I realized that when I thought, okay, it's because they can't sell as many. I mean, if they're selling for 150 and we sell one home for 1.5 million, they have to sell 10 units to equal that one. So there has to be a differentiation on it. So anyway, rental world has been a little crazy.
I got to put the reminder in there. I'm going to do a little Kandi's hot takes on the rental world.
The rental market.
Okay.
So first of all, one of the main reasons I wanted to do a podcast for years, I wanted to do a podcast, but one of the main reasons was because
I got here and
I was like, I knew that someone was going to be coming along named Garrett. I just didn't know who it was. No,
they call him the Great. It's okay.
They.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we the thing is, rental world is so funny, and I say funny in a very kind way. It's crazy, and
it's insane.
And people they've always said to me, you have to have a podcast. Like, you can't make this crap up.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff that we go through, you cannot make it up. So these are the two situations. Today's Friday. This is the two situations that we've dealt with this week alone. So, we were
July.
Yeah, in July. We were
2025.
With rental world, we will never name names. We will never name properties, but we will give situations because they're funny. Let's face it, and you got to talk about it.
Of course.
So we have someone who moved out this month, and actually their last day was on the last day of June. Well, okay. Adam and I got back into town on July 1st.
Right.
So we said, we'll do your inspection on July 1st so that if there's anything that needs to be cleaned, you have an opportunity to do that. And you can get your full deposit back. Guy took great care of the place. All he had to have was his oven. Oven had to be cleaned. Took great. It is a couple. I was communicating with the husband. So great place. Took great care of it. They paid the rent on time. Just had to clean the oven. So Adam left him the keys for the next day, said, just turn those in. He's like, no problem. I'm going to turn them in tomorrow. So it's the 8th. And I'm like, in rental world, in case you do not know, your contract states that you surrender possession by turning your keys into the office. So for all of you that think you can leave your keys on the counter and lock the door and go out, you're still paying rent. So I got a phone call from him wanting to know if it was okay for him to come in and turn in his keys today. That was on the 8th. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I said out loud, you haven't surrendered possession yet? I would have thought he would have done it on the 2nd. Like, my brain just was thinking it had already been done. So he is a snowballer. And so he goes into this whole snowball of like, oh my gosh, don't do this. You can't charge us anything. I don't have any money. But, goes. And I just said, listen, just bring the keys up. It's not my choice. It's the owner's choice. I don't see them charging him extra rent, But at the end of the day, I can't say, no, they're not going to. It's their choice. But I would not recommend that they do that, right? Yeah. So anyway, he comes right. He has to give me a whole guilt trip. He's going to come up because he's been awake all night long. His job is graveyard. He's been awake so even though I've been awake all night long and it's morning, I'll drive up there. Okay. I mean, I'm like, they're your keys. I don't care if you want to pay for one more day. So when he arrives, I'm in a meeting and he wants to talk to me. And I'm thinking, oh no. I mean, snowballer, been a snowballer since day one. So I'm like, I just don't really have the time to go into this, but I thought if I don't do it, somebody else is going to have to do it. And guess what? I'm still going to get called up. So
of course,
I come up.
Well, boss, leader, rules, right? The whole thing.
So he gives his keys and says, do you have 2 minutes so that I can tell you the reasons why I don't think I should be charged the 8 days of rent?
You get 30 seconds. Go.
I said no.
Oh, no. Nice.
No, I do
I'd have gave him 30.
I do
just
not
to
have
hear him out, so it'd even be more satisfaction when I said, well, that sounds rough.
The guy
Have
can't
a great
say
day.
the guy can't say his name in 2 minutes.
Oh,
Garrett,
makes sense.
There's no chance I'm going to get through this in 2 minutes. So I say, no, it's not going to make a difference. They're either going to charge you or they're not. But I do not have the time. So of course he completely disrespects the fact that I even said I don't have the time and starts to go into it. I say, well, you're going into it, and I'm so sorry.
Slowly walking away.
Yeah, and like I'm so sorry. I cannot talk about this. And he says, I think you're robbing me of $500. And I said, you're jumping to conclusions. Like
Yeah.
no one's even charging you anything.
I just have to let you know what's potentially possibly going to happen.
And I don't see it happening.
It's a can.
Yes.
It's not a going to, right? Just take
You
a
turned your
break,
keys
brother.
in. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
No
Go
harm,
take
no
a
foul,
gummy.
right?
Settle down. Good Lord.
He's
God.
freaking out. So I say, you're jumping to conclusions. Like nobody's even, look at how you're treating me. He says, I wish this were being recorded. By this time we've got
Is
our
it inside or
maintenance-
outside?
Inside.
Oh, you need cameras in
I
here.
do. I have a camera right
Oh,
there.
yes.
So by this time, the maintenance coordinator's out here. We've got the front desk girl. I mean, he's getting kind of crazy. And
Okay.
so and he says, I wish that this were being recorded because we would put you on social media and it would go viral on the way that you're treating me. And we both point to the camera like it is being recorded, but we're
And
not.
this is how we go. It's been stated. Factual content.
So I say, I said to him, well, we would include your whole rap sheet. Like if we're going to go viral, we're going to include your whole rap sheet. Because remember when you moved in and you said you didn't have a dog?
Yeah.
That it was going to stay with your parents.
Oh,
and then 30 days later,
no.
you came out with a note from the doctor
Okay.
that even the Department of Real Estate legal told us that he lied on his application. So I'm like, so if we're going there, we're going there. But either way. So anyway, he leaves. He said, you're so mean. And he leaves, and as God is my witness, this guy is a medical professional, mind you. He leaves and says, I hope you die of a heart attack. I'm not kidding. You guys, you can't make this stuff up. And I just said, we love you.
Dang it. I was really hoping on like lay on the floor and beat his hands and fists
No.
on the ground. That's what I was waiting for.
No,
God is my
no.
witness. He laid down on the ground and started just throwing a
Okay,
tantrum.
listen.
But that's the next best.
That wouldn't have surprised me. That one, I would have been like, well, I knew this was next, right? I didn't expect him to wish me death.
Dude.
And at that point, my girls are out here because
Yeah.
they're working here for the
Of
summer.
course.
Everyone's out here. I mean, he's got an entourage. And
Yeah.
he says, I hope you die of a heart attack, and slams the door.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, I didn't die of a heart attack. So
No,
anyway,
thank goodness.
yeah. So that was so same day, same exact day.
Yeah.
We get
Oh, it
another.
doesn't stop there.
No, we get another.
Oh my God.
I have
What day
another
is this?
woman.
Is it a Wednesday?
It's an 8th. What's today? The 11th.
The 11th.
So 10 Tuesday. Yeah, beginning of the week.
Start
so
of the hot days. That's where it started.
yes. So we have another tenant that was supposed to be out on July 3rd. I've not seen her keys. It's the 8th. She's an elderly woman. I just wanted to make sure like that we reached out to her to make sure nothing happened. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if it was going to take her a couple extra days to get out, it wasn't going to be a big deal. I just wanted to touch bases, right?
Yeah.
So I call her and say, hey, I wanted to touch bases with you. You know, we haven't received your keys yet. She says, well, I left my keys in the house. Oh, okay.
We're not a hotel.
Right. Well, you know that you have to turn keys in. I mean, here's the thing. When they submit their
Application
notice,
Okay.
when they submit their notice that they're vacating, I send an email that takes them all the way to, I mean, we really go like from beginning to end on what this is going to look like.
Yeah.
And it says, please make sure you surrender keys in the office. Otherwise, you're not surrendering possession. You'll still pay rent. Right. So anyway, we go through this whole thing. They end up, so I tell her like, oh my gosh, okay, so you left the keys in your house. Well, I left the house unlocked. You did what?
Where
Yeah,
is
I
this
left a
house
note
at?
on the door.
Can we know where this
It's
house is
in
at?
Amador County. So she says, I left a note on the door telling people to come in and take what they want. You did what? I'm like, you left the house unsecured. You're inviting strangers in to come and take stuff. And when she moved in, there were items that the owners had there that were furniture items that she wanted them to keep there. So like not even everything is hers.
But like, yeah, why would she think that?
Who? Again, you can't make this crap up. So I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, yeah, I left a note. I said, come in and take what you want. She said she is, by herself. She doesn't need to have this much stuff anyway. I said, you left the place unlocked and you left all your stuff in the house?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh. She said she came into my office and someone told her, you're not going to get your deposit back anyway. Now I can promise you, there's not one person on my entire staff that those words would ever leave their mouth because you can't say stuff like that. Like my job is to get them their deposit back. And she has almost a $3,000 deposit. Like she'd almost have to trash the place to not get a deposit back. Right. And she didn't trash it. So anyway, I was just dumbfounded that somebody thought that was okay. So Adam instantly goes to the house, right? She's verbally, surrendered possession. He goes to the house. It's wide open. She's got a thing. Come on in, her note says. So-and-so's taking this. So-and-so's taking this. Take anything you want. I'm like, oh my gosh. So needless to say, those owners don't want to rent their property anymore.
A free giveaway.
Yeah, I'm sure it was really great stuff.
Could have been a fantastic. Knowing me, I'd just picked stuff that wasn't hers. I'm like, oops.
Oh my gosh,
I'm just
Garrett.
kidding. I wouldn't have done that.
It was just, it's just, and then she's mad at me.
Of course.
They're all mad at me.
Well,
so it's my fault.
Someone's got to be able to be blamed.
Isn't that so crazy? So anyway, that was rental
Who
world.
thinks that?
That was rental world this week.
When you don't own the property and own the stuff that majority of the times that as a renter you don't, what in your brain thinks that you could just do whatever you want?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I think it's
so
the laziness.
crazy.
It's got to be, man, because usually rental people that are renters and people that are homeowners have a completely different mindset.
Yeah.
And with the renting world, they think that someone should cater for them because they're paying this property.
We have really great renters, I have to be honest. I mean, thank God 99% of them do not happen this way. It just so happened we got two of them. And I mean, the one family was actually great tenants. He just was a snowballer and he was the whole time. But as far as this one though, you're like, so Adam goes in, he's like, it's not in bad condition. We just have to hire someone to come move all this stuff out. I mean, she left stuff in the refrigerator. She had stuff in her cabinets. Like she left her keys on the counter, left the door open and left. And I'm like, these people, please don't do that. If you're a tenant, please surrender possession properly. Anyway,
and we'll teach you how to do it.
Yes,
as
we will.
You can see, read
Hot
your
takes
document.
with Kandi Thompson.
Come over and drop keys off. It's not hard.
Literally. So with that, I know we're going a little bit long, but do not forget, you have until the 15th to like, subscribe, and comment Derby on any of our platforms. So if you currently are a subscriber on YouTube.
Well, hold on. I just thought about this.
Yes.
This is going to be next Friday.
This is next. Okay. At this point in time, you guys, we've already selected the winner.
Yeah, we will have a winner here, and we congratulate you. But I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But we're recording on the 11th, guys. We'll even let you know. We are recording on the 11th.
We pre-record so you can get those little teasers.
We had a live. Hopefully you saw that. And that's why it gets so weird.
Live. We're doing a live. Okay. So anyway, congratulations to the winner. We're going to announce your name on the next podcast. You guys have a great day.
All right, guys.
Provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only. All opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and do not reflect the official stance of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services or Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Divine Properties or any affiliated entities. This podcast does not constitute legal, financial, or real estate advice, and listeners are encouraged to consult with qualified professionals regarding their specific needs. While we strive to provide accurate information, we make no guarantees regarding the completeness or reliability of any information discussed. We are not responsible for any actions taken by listeners based on the content of this podcast. Additionally, topics covered in the podcast are based on the host experience and opinions and may not apply to all situations. Listeners are reminded that real estate laws and regulations may vary by location, and information may become outdated over time. By listening to this podcast, you agree to release the host, guests, and any associated entities from any liability related to the topics discussed.